Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining this meeting and taking your valuable time out. So I welcome you all. I'm Mohan, and on behalf of TCS iON, I welcome you all to this Jobinar, which is around careers in BFSI. TCS iON, as you know, students, right? We focus on enabling, upskilling young minds like you, and we strive to enhance, your employability and knowledge through tech-led learning programs. In this endeavor, we have started with webinars called TCS iON Jobinars, and that, as the name suggests, the focus here is on enhancing the employability of students, right? The sole intent of these Jobinar is to make you understand the emerging technologies, the job roles, their growth potential, where you fit, and how you can prepare yourselves for related job opportunities. Every second and fourth Thursday of the month, we hold such Jobinars on varied topics. We know how dynamic the job industry today is and how important and how difficult it has become for each one of you to make the right career decisions at the right time. So we are very confident these Jobinars will help you make those decisions and move ahead in your career. Following the success of the last Jobinar series on emerging technologies and new age job roles, we are delighted to present to you yet another informative Jobinar series on careers in BFSI. We are confident the Jobinar will help you navigate the complex job market and help you make the right career choice. And trust me, I've been there, I've done that, and I am very, very confident that you guys will take away lots of insights after the session. Okay, why careers in BFSI, right? And we all know, right? BFSI has always been a favorite and at the same time, a very complex hunting ground for job seekers. I started my career as a banker and I moved multiple roles within BFSI, and I know how difficult and complex it gets as you progress through your career journey. This complexity arises due to the sheer variety of job roles and career streams, and more importantly, taking the right career decision often becomes an intimidating and more often than not an incorrect exercise. Add to that, there is ever-changing technology disruptions, and BFSI is a primary playground, right, where the technology disruptions happen almost on a day-to-day basis, right? With the advent of technologies like blockchain, AI, ML, just to name a few, how do you deal with these ever-changing technologies and ever-changing industry landscape? So we strive and we are making an attempt to answer some of these questions over the next 1 hour. I am very confident that sky is the limit when it comes to a career in BFSI, provided we board the right plane at the right time. Now, it is with utmost pleasure that I take this opportunity to introduce you all to our distinguished speaker, Mr. Ganapathy Subramanian. Ganapathy Subramanian is the CHRO of Sundram Home Finance Limited. He comes with nearly 2 decades of leadership experience in BFSI industry. He has worked with marquee names like PepsiCo, Britannia. He was also the HR head of Sundram Finance, which is the flagship company of the Sundram Group based out of South India. Ganapathy Subramaniam stays very, very closely connected with the BFSI ecosystem, and he is a very active participant in multiple industry seminars and conclaves. A very warm welcome, Ganapathy, and once more it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to this event today.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Mr. Mohan, as well as the TCS. So I'm delighted to be here.
And Ganapathy, like you were saying, right, technology is all pervasive. I have forgotten when I last used the term I will transfer 100 rupees to you, right? It is either Paytm, it is Rupee, and or my kids, they have FamPay. I mean, I don't think they have uttered the word rupee or paise for a long time. That's how technology has disrupted, one very key
In
aspect.
fact, Mohan, I could read a question in the chat
Hmm?
that I think one of the professor has asked, can you help our student to specialize between finance, business analytics, marketing, HR, operations? So which one would be the right career path? I can I answer now as we progress the survey. I think more than the opportunities are quite open, and it's all, as Mohan rightly said, it's a ocean of opportunities. That's a way, the Indian Army, the sea gods, give the ad. It's an open ocean of opportunities. We have a splendid opportunity across sectors. Whether it's finance, it's HR, operation, marketing, sales, whatever. The critical part here is, we need to understand, and the students need to do a self-assessment. Probably, if the student feels he or she is more of a marketing person, pretty willing to explore opportunities, keen in talking to people, relationship building is their area of interest. I think sales and marketing will do. Maybe if they are more of a desk person, then the operation management will do. If they are very good in analytics, whatever I see, I look at the number, I think analytics will help. So
Right.
it is not the sector which helps the individual. It is the individual inertia, what they have, their own capability, and their what you call trait, what they have, that is going to play a pivotal role. So I think I have answered uh, Sajna's question. I hope she's a professor, and she's
Right.
very caring professor asking for her student. Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, Ganapati. Thanks. Appreciate. Okay, so thanks for participating in the poll. We'll now move on to the next question, sir. So Ganapati and the students, right? Which came first, chicken or egg? And the most controversial or the unsettled question after that is, do I need to be a Max wizard to do well in BFSI? I mean, this has, I mean, we all have our distinct like or dislike for Max right from very early stage in our life, and somehow there is a notion that has kind of built up, right? That only people with good quantitative abilities who are good in Max can make a killing career out of BFSI. So my question to you, Ganapati, right? You have seen so much, you hire so many people. Is it true that being good at Max is a very important criterion to be successful in a career in finance? Of course, you did briefly touch upon the other skills, but um, uh, is Max very fundamental for a successful career in BFSI?
Mhm. Yeah. See, of course, the basic max is critical. Whatever we do, end
Mm,
of the day, without max, you can't live. A lot of things revolve around mathematics. More than max, the analytical skill set. So, see, when you are into a financial market, you are going to lend somebody who is in need of a money. So when you are lending, you should understand whether the person needs that money, how he is going to spend that money, or you are a wealth manager. You need to understand various ratios where you are going to invest that money, because it's a customer's money. It's not your own money.
right.
So you need to be very very clear in terms of where you are going to invest that money. So analytical absolutely is critical, and that's going to be one of the key skill for the coming days. But having said that, today you have so many tools, which actually does the analytics for you. It's not that your own mind or calculating skill, but you can use a lot of software for that. You have tools are available. So uh, analytics as a skill set is it's critical for a BFSI sector.
Right. Right. Yeah. Thanks, Ganapati. Thanks. Brilliant. You kind of laid it out superbly. Okay. So just to move on to a related topic, Ganapati, right? Uh, and we all agree that sky is the starting point for BFSA, and it is something which is a very exciting space, right? Something or the other keeps happening. Um, so we need your insights, sir, because uh, you are you are hiring so many people. You are at the forefront of a lot of things happening in the housing finance sector, and you worked in multiple other finance companies. Can you tell the audience, Ganapati, as per you, some key skills, right, that are going to be in demand over the next 3 to 5 years or for a slightly longer period as well, right? Because that will help the students get a perspective and they can upskill themselves rightly. So, which skill sets are like if which as per you are going to be hot in the
Yeah,
coming days?
yeah, absolutely. See, uh, your basic skills like communication, negotiation skills, something on analytics, all of them are going to be really important. On top of it, how you are going to make relationship, because today we do everything through your phone banking. You don't go and meet your banker, right? Gone are those days. So I think the relationship management will become a key one going forward. If you ask me, probably it's not going to be a one particular skill which is going to rule everything. No, you need to have a multifaceted person. So when I started my career, I was talking about knowing bit of Excel and Microsoft Word and PPT as a key skills. Today, that's not going to be a key skill. We talk about problem solving, critical decision making. Sometimes when I read the kids profile, yeah, absolutely a fresher coming out of a college, BCom or MBA, they put all those jargons. I feel like the person is ready for a CEO role, but that's how they write the CVs. But those CVs, those skills are really critical. And uh, I was actually in between I was also scrolling the chat boxes. So some of them asked how I will restart my career. If I do something on computer science, can I be part of a BFSI sector? Of course, yes. There are a lot of bankers who did a BSc botany and biology and then still be an accountant. So it's not that you need to have that skill. So somewhere you need to start. When you start, you need to see what kind of a skill set will match to your kind of a personality, probably. So when we go to the campus, we always look at three part of it: attitude, skill, and knowledge. So knowledge is something you will gain over a period of time after working for a few years. The skill is something you will learn over a period of time on the road, but the attitude is the critical thing. I think we hire for attitude and then help people to train on the skill and knowledge.
Right. And and I will just add, take 2 minutes. So I'll cite one example, Ganapati. So in one of our accounts,
Mm.
we had a big issue with the client where, they were very concerned about the quality of reconciliations. Okay.
Mhm.
When we do a post-close reconciliation, there were a lot of errors. Um, and then, we had a lot of CAs. I mean, it was a and all of them came up with multiple things. And then there was this guy, a BCom with a 4 year experience, who knew RPA, who knows Excel modeling, who knows VBA. He just said, "Ki sir, the fundamental problem here is that there are too many manual touch points, right? I understand how you reconcile an account, but no matter how good I am, if as a human I am expected to touch my keyboard 50 times while doing one reconciliation,
Yeah,
there are going to be mistakes." And he said, why
correct.
can't we just
Automate.
put an RPA, put a robot to do this? So that is where this combination of technology plus the and then he knew where all the robot can work, right? The month, the period, the opening balance, closing balance, done. And so yeah, I hear you, sir. I hear you. It's a combination of a lot of skills, and appreciate that's
Yeah.
a very useful information. Okay. Um, so before we move on, because we have spoken so much about skills and the name of the game is constantly upskill ourselves and be relevant. So TCS iON, we have a lot of courses. and we are in constant touch with industries. We do a lot of brainstorming along with industries, and we come out with relevant courses. So, students and participants in the chat box, you will see links. You can maybe do it later. You click it; it will take you to the iON page where there are a lot of very good relevant courses that are available. You can browse as per your convenience, and you can enroll for courses if you find them relevant and useful. Okay. Okay. Ganapati, I think again, I will, because we are talking about employability, we are talking about enhancing the employability quotient of our students. Um, I'm again asking you a very pointed question, Ganapati, right? So, and I request you to give some specific job roles. So basically, there could be finance experts like people who are very strong in finance, core finance, who know the accounting concepts, who know their international accounting standards and stuff like that. And there is another set of population, right? Students who are tech geeks, who like coding, who like um, you know playing with technology. And then there is next set of students um, who are very good in interpersonal skills, right? Who have excellent communication skills, interpersonal skills, who are who like relating to people. Um, so I know. Very briefly, if you can give some examples of a couple of roles that could suit each of these distinctly different personalities, Ganapati.
Yeah.
And also along with that, since you come from a very good HR background, I would request you to elaborate on the ask part that you look for in a candidate. And students ask is nothing but attitude, skills, and knowledge, right? And these three parameters, all three you have to have in right, very good, you know, proportion for you to be successful. So Ganapati is the right person to answer these questions. So over to you, Ganapati.
Yeah. So you said there are three types. One is core finance, the other one is techies, then the person who's more of a relationship based. I
More
think
of yeah,
all three of them are working in the financial segment in
okay,
BFSI sector.
right,
See, finance is one of the sector where the technology played a vital role. In fact, uh, you work for TCS, and TCS and Infosys build their books, by working with the banks initially to build, your own books. So, in fact, banks are very analytic driven. Banks does a lot of analysis of which location they need to open a branch, what would be the economics of that particular surrounding. They do a lot of analysis. Not only that, they also do a lot of analysis on the customer background. So today, there is something called a credit score for each one of us. So basis the credit score, the bank offer the loan to you. So analytics is one of the key area, and the technology guys, they work on the analytics. They convert the entire banking sector into a digital mode. So that's why India could able to really grow in the tough times like this. And I think technology guys will play a vital role, but probably they may not be part of the banking companies. They might be sitting in a technology company supporting the banking company in writing their code. But
right,
for them, they need to understand how the banking or the financial market works. So you need to have an understanding of banking and financial sector, but you will be working for a TCS or Infosys kind of a company, and then helping us to build our own digital platform for the techies. The other guys are the strong core financial guys. So core financial is required for all the industry, not only for the banking industry, but for, you talk about manufacturing, you need to account it. You talk about infrastructure, they need to account it. You talk about FMCG, they need to do that. However, our kind of a financial modeling is very different compared to any other companies. So you need to apportion the loan for pretty longer period, and then you need to actually carve out, what would be the profitability for each month, each quarter, so on, so by. So it has
Right.
a lot of complexities. I think it is not only the financial, the core financial, but there are people like an underwriters, who understand the customer, try to underwrite the file, and then try to offer the loan. So that is another area. The credit, what we call, is another key area other than the sales people. So in sales or in a banking operation, you also need to have a lot of relationship managers who literally connect to the customer, understand their requirement, and then create a product for that. So if you ask me, all three roles are critical, or four roles are critical, and each one plays a pivotal role. So you can't operate. The sales guy alone can't get a customer and then learn. So you need
Right.
to have some kind of a validation process where the credit analyst will help you. And
Right.
it is not stopping there. It is further. No, you can't run an organization without a legal, technical. You have HR.
Absolutely.
What do you call? You have admin, IT.
Absolutely.
All those
Absolutely.
functions are critical. The critical thing is, as I said earlier, where do you want to build your career? What do you really wanted to do? And I'm a firm believer of passion, purpose, and performance are three things which goes together. So you need to understand your passion. If I am a person who love sitting and doing some analysis, I should choose something on analytics. If I'm a guy who literally love meeting people,
Right.
understanding their grievances, do something for, and I'm willing to travel, then probably you need to select the sales kind of a career. Maybe you are a person who wanted to help people. Maybe HR is a great career opportunity for you. But whatever may be the role, getting the first cut experience, getting into the stream is really difficult. That's why majority of the colleges offer you the internship. So if you are real good person, and if you have not wasted your time during the internship, you added value to the companies. Many the time I see the person who comes as an intern gets some job opportunities, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nicely put, Ganapati. And I'm sure each one of these, irrespective of the role you choose, you can still reach the pinnacle, right? The very top, irrespective
And
each stream. Yeah.
all of us were being a fresher one day. So we also
Right.
started our career, and we are
Absolutely.
sitting where we are sitting today. So
Absolutely.
obviously, we started somewhere. One thing I just wanted to advise the students, that
Right.
many the time what they believe, this is one thing, I really wanted to tell them. They say that no, I want to be with my family, I want to be with my parents. This is the place I am coming from, so I want to be in that city. Please don't have that inhibition. This is the time you can actually go and then explore new location, marketplaces. Probably you will suffer a little. You may not get the same food what your mother cook, but that is something you can take it at this point in time. But after a few years, the same student whom we hired as a fresher, he will come back and say, "Sir, I'm getting married, and please don't move me from a role, from a new location." And after a few years, they will be blessed with a kid. They will say that no, this is a great school, I have got the
Right.
application done, so don't move me. And
Right.
then after a few years, you will feel that the same guy coming to you and saying, my father's and mother is now old. Obviously when you are hitting 30, 40, your parents would be old, to that extent.
Right.
the
Right.
the people whomsoever really grown in their career, or like a parachute, what I call. The parachute is, when it's open, it serves the purpose. So you be open by your mind, and take those uh, unknown terrain, get into that, and then try learning all those things. That will help giving you a very solid career.
Absolutely. Great. Thanks. Thanks, Ganapati. Appreciate. Appreciate. Wonderful answer. Thank you. So audience,
I am reminded of a old story. The story goes like this:
mhm,
when the hunters go to the forest and then get those elephants, they normally take smaller elephants and then they take it to the town. And what they do, they ensure that the elephant learn it can't escape. Okay, initially a small elephant they put it in a iron a chain, and
right,
then after some time, they put a small bamboo in front of it. When the
right,
elephant grows, it can actually go back to the forest, but the elephant started believing that no, it can't escape at any point in time. In fact,
right,
the elephant tries escaping it 5 6 times, and then the hunter ensures that he take it back to the town. So
right,
that's how they train those elephants.
right,
Many the time what the fresher feel, yeah, I approached two companies, I think the world is enough. It's not so. You need to keep on playing until you get the right one. Okay. And you don't know which company will recognize your skill.
right.
Probably the day they recognize, you should take and grab the opportunity. The other
Absolutely.
important thing, I feel, or I find it in the of late in the last few years, people want to jump quite fast from one company to other company. They are clueless. They become like a cloud in the sky. They don't know where to go. So don't do
Right,
that. You be very clear in terms of what you really wanted to do, and then look at that opportunity which is kind of matching to your skill set. If
right,
you don't feel that's not going to be your area of interest, please don't get into that.
right,
Those kind of job will only make you to feel stressed out, not perform very well in those roles. So
right.
um, so please ensure you identify your own skill, the right skill what you really wanted to acquire. Understand your passion, persuade on that, because passion and purpose will help you to perform in your role.
Words of wisdom, Ganesh, Ganapati. Thank you. Words of wisdom, real words of wisdom. Thank you, sir. Okay. Um, uh, we'll go to the next question. Before that, students, participants, most of you are aware, right? So TCS iON, we have a very vibrant job portal, right? And we have tie up with more than 3,000 corporates, including the corporate that Ganapati is representing, and a lot of them post their requirements for different roles in the TCS job portal. So you can, the link is posted. You can take your time later and you can go and explore um, the kind of roles, the kind of job. That will also give you a very good idea about how the industry is moving and evolving. So please do take care of the job portal link is given in the chat box. Okay. So Ganapati, now all goody goody. Um, we have spoken about BFSI as a career. Now is a slightly tough question, Ganapati, and I don't think there is anybody better who can throw light on this than you. There is this debate going on, right? With the advent of technology, artificial intelligence, machine language, robots, process automations. Um, do you foresee any potential impact on the number of job roles that will get created in the BFSI sector? Are there are the concerns around technology replacing people real, or um, o- um, how is it going to play out as per you, Ganapati?
Um, in fact, that's one of the question I could see it in the chat box. Some at least 10 of them asked about AI and ML, how it's going to change their life. Of course, it's going to impact you very positively. It's going to take some of the jobs away, but those jobs are more of a file pushing job. So what I would call it as, which are all very easy, which are mundane in nature, which can be outsourced. So definitely, those kind of a lighter job, AI will take it. We are not now talking about AI alone. AI can understand the data and then process, come up with some kind of a decision making script. But no, we are getting into a world of Gen AI. Gen AI, I don't know how many of you know about Gen AI. Gen AI can understand what words you speak, It can read your facial reaction. It can go and hunt you in your social media profile. It can understand whatever you write. So it's going to be a very different game altogether. I was going through the business line, and one of the yeah, small term AI creator, he made his own clone through AI and then made the clone to attend an interview, and the clone did a fantastic job and got the offer. Okay,
Wow.
so it's going to be a very different tough game altogether. Meaning means that but it doesn't mean that no AI is going to replace you. We are the human. I vaguely remember few decades before Vishwanathan Anand playing a chess with a computer, and of course it was a very tough call for him. Computer won a couple of times, and then Vishwanathan Anand also won the computer.
Right.
So life is full of decision making process. When you get into a corporate, it's all whether you followed those policies, processes, and how what kind of decision you are going to make in your role, and what kind of outcomes are coming because of those decision. So of course AI is going to uh, uh, indulge in a way of helping you in terms of taking the right decision. So it's going to help you rather than of take away your job. So the critical thing, I again I'm a storyteller. Pardon me for that. There was a American and a Japanese guy were in a deep jungle, and both of them found a tiger on a long shot. So the Japanese guy was tying his shoe knots, and then the American guy was little surprised. He asked, why are you tying your shoe knot? He said, I need to run faster than you. Okay, the story reminds, there is an AI. You need to run faster than the AI. So then you are becoming more relevant for today's scenario. So means that even we learn. It's not that Mohan was saying he's going to touch 50. I'm in my mid 40s. So doesn't mean that we stop learning. We need to upskill ourselves day in day out to stay relevant. If we are not staying relevant, I don't think any company is going to host us in the role what we wanted to be. Yeah.
Right.
Hope I made some meaning to this, Mohan.
Agree, Ganapati. So the summary is, um, technology, we have to accept it, embrace it, and I think the quality of roles are going to become much more better, and there's not going to be any major disruption, but there will be some, but that will be compensated by better quality
No,
jobs.
the disruption will be when we say that revolution versus disruption. I think you used a right word, disruption. Disruption means it is going to kind of suddenly change something. It is not a revolution.
Right.
So whatever we went through, the industrial revolution versus the technology revolution happens much faster pace. So you need to be really fast enough to get into there, and then
Right.
understand how it's going to change
Right.
your life.
Right. Right. And embrace it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate a good, great answer. Um, so excellent. And Ganapati, you are sure, right? TCS, we have these NPTs and NQTs, right? NPT is nothing but National Proficiency Test, and NQT is National Qualifier Test. And so we keep these NPTs, we offer it to students, just to kind of understand it, to help them keep in tune with technology. And these NPTs are recognized by industry, basis the score that you get in NPTs. Um, Job interviews are enabled by TCS. Same with NQT. NQT is more on the attitude and the personality assessments. So I'm sure you are aware of that, Ganapati, right? So I just thought I will um, let you know about that. Are you aware of this NPT NQT from TCS, Ganapati?
Yeah, I have heard, but no, I also wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Is
Uh-huh.
it free of cost available for the freshers? How I can register for that? No, probably
Sure.
those are all the questions. I'm sure the freshers will be having it in their mind. So if you
Sure.
can throw a little more
Sure.
understanding on NQT and NPT.
NPT. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
and
So
and and I also feel that these in the qualitative and the other one will
one.
also help them to understand their own, what you call, where they stand, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, we are putting the link in the chat box. So basically, NPT, sir, what happens in NPT is it is a industry recognized standard. A lot of industries and all the 3,000 companies that come to TCS job portal, they recognize it, and there are companies outside of that also which recognizes NPT. And any student can go, assuming that I want to, let's say, make a career in equity research or something, let's say a financial analyst, then I'll have to look for corresponding courses. And whatever course you find suitable, you take that exam. And for students who score 70 and above, TCS facilitates job interviews with potential recruiters. So NPT and these NPTs are refreshed and they are kind of the content is continuously revalidated, redeveloped just to stay in tune with times. NQT is more on the assessing the verbal, non-verbal, the number crunching abilities. So the link is shared, sir. I hope you will find it useful. So yeah. Okay. Um, so I think we are nearing six. We are left with 10 minutes. It's time to take some audience questions. So, guys, first of all, thank you for being such nice audience. Too many questions. You have flooded us all with questions. So I don't think we may have time to take all the questions. But selectively, we will try and answer some questions. Um, so the first question, right? How a fresher MBA grad can get into investment banking? This is the question, Kanapati.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, see, there are a lot of investment
sorry.
see mutual fund companies available, so you can select a career there. But to get into your investment banking, then you also need to understand not just your MBA course, but beyond MBA course. You need to get into some of the selective courses which help you to get certified in those area, because end of the day you are going to deal with the customer money. So uh, your MBA will not be enough for you to become an investment banker. You need to do little extra on those lines.
Right. And I would just like to add my 2 cents, Kanapati, since I've kind of worked in these kind of companies. So um, investment banking, a lot of people miss this. One is, fixed income is there, and then equity. You need to be
Yeah.
very clear where fixed income requires extremely high competence in mathematics and statistics, whereas equities is still fine if you know how to. So that is one. And I would also very strongly urge you guys to look at the investment banking back office companies as an option, because that is one area where it is really booming. You may not get to do the front end investment banking, but a back end where you do all the reconciliations, you do the matching, you do the funding. It's as interesting as front end without the pressure of front ending a transaction. So hope
and
that
and
answers you. Yeah,
and the investment banking goes from a low risk to a high risk module,
absolutely,
and high risk high return, low risk low
absolutely,
return, and the customer
absolutely,
always want a low risk but high return.
absolutely.
So selling those kind of product
It's a,
needs a very different skill set.
it's a tough life. It's a tough life, correct? It's a very tough life, but a very interesting, very exciting. Thank you. Uh, right now, this is a question from Madhu Kumar. Right now, I am in my second year of integrated masters in economics. I want to know the opportunities available for a master's graduate in banking and finance sectors. Wow.
So as I said, opportunities are unlimited. Whether you want to start into a back office or you wanted to support the sales, other than the legal, technical, all other things are learnable skills. Legal need a person with a BL and a technical need a BE in what you call civil engineering. Other than that, majority of the skill sets are learnable. You want to be a salesperson, you can learn. You want to be a credit analyst with economics, you can jolly well
Absolutely.
do that role. You want to do something other than this, maybe a finance or operational role you can do. And like again, the story of head or your eye or heart, which one is important function? All are, jointly need to work the human to stand alive. So all functions are critical, and you need to understand the overall business perspective.
Right. And with the
And
masters in sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
and many the times the companies used to go to the campuses. When we hire, we try to help them to understand the broader picture. So, for example, in my company, when we hire the management trainee, they go through a hell lot of learning program in the first 3 4 months. They shadow the seniors. They learn through a classroom session. They undergo some of the online program, and then they do it by what we call on the job training, so OJT. So they do go through that. So for that, no, you need to again show whatever you have learned during the time of your internship, as well as to the project time. Whatever you are going is actually going to decide which company you are going to get in. If so, many the time, I see the project of student. Some 7 8 people would have copied from the previous year. When we ask some of the relevant questions, they may not be able to give the answer. So if you take those projects so lightly, then the interviewer will take you very lightly. If you could able to give answers, give some insights, I think that's what the interviewer would be looking forward from you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I am very envious of economic students, sir, because the red carpet is always late for them, right?
Yeah.
They can actually get into anything. So great. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate. Uh, then we have a question from Rohit Singh. Um, Sir, can you please provide the roadmap for a BBA general student how to pitch into BFSI, list of certifications and course needed? Um,
I think they should visit the TCS website to understand what are the channels available.
right, right,
Uh, See, the roads are. See, you need to decide now where you want to head towards. I think all roads will lead you to the Rome. So
right,
you have so many options actually. If I need to talk about, then the next 4 hours I'll be talking only those roadmap. So whether a general finance or an accounting or a treasury management, treasury management is a very critical and key skill. And then you get into operational management, then payments. When you lend the loan, you need to do payment, file management, uh, credit, uh, operational. No, you have so many roles available.
right,
It's up to you to decide which one is very close to your heart. In fact, when my early career, when I was a BCom student, I had an opportunity to meet one Mr. Pugari, who used to be the head of learning for BHAL. I met him accidentally on a travel. So he asked me, "What are you doing?" And then he asked me to come to BHAL, and he allowed me to do a form to fill. He said, "No, I'm going to tell your Kundali for you. Tell what will work for you." And those time I never understood what is called a psychometric assessment. I just filled the form, and then after a few days he asked me to come. He said, Ganapati, you can either be a HR or a salesperson. Believe me, at that time, I never knew about there is a stream called HR exists in the world. Okay, so today, because of the digital revolution, there are so many sites which offer you a free psychometric tools are available. So it is up to you to go to that and then understand what are your basic skills. There is a psychometric tool called 16PF, 16 personality factor, and then that tells you which would be the function you should look at it. I think that's what you should do. And before I conclude, I also saw a lot of pop-up message in my LinkedIn. I don't know whether I can do so many justice, but I'm willing to take your questions through LinkedIn, and then you can certainly follow wherever I can support you in your career journey. I'm willing to support. Thank you.
Thank you. I
Sorry.
think we've come to the top of the hour, Mr. Ganapati. I think, Ganapati, you have a hot stop at 6.
Yeah.
So, thank you, sir. I mean, heartfelt thanks for sparing your valuable time. And we'll continue with the questions, Ganapati, if I will take maybe a couple of questions. But we
Sure.
appreciate your
Certainly.
time. And it was probably one of the best sessions that I have attended or I've been part of. So a lot of insights, and when you get to hear a seasoned industry expert with multiple skills, it's always useful. So appreciate, sir. Thank you. And
Yeah, I'm really delighted to be here. The number of boring question I could see the chat box, I have never seen it. That shows the strong brand what TCS is actually building and then helping the student community. And I'm really honored and privileged to be part of this session. Of course, because of the timeline,
I,
I need to move on.
right.
But no, as I said, you can follow me in LinkedIn and then post me directly in your message box, and I'll try to answer as much as possible. Thanks a lot, Mohan, for your fantastic questioning ability,
Thank you, sir.
and audience for listening to us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you,
I am
Ganapati.
signing off. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Appreciate, Ganapati. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to take one question. A lot of people have asked, right? Is CFA a good career option? So I think we can go till maybe another 5-10 minutes. CFA, guys, anybody who's interested in making a career in equity research, financial analysis, um, even fixed income, right? Anybody who really wants to investment banking. Somebody asked, how can I become fresher or a so CFA is really the course to do if you are very, very serious about a career as an investment banker or a equity research analyst. MBA, the difference between MBA and CFA is the MBA is very generic in nature, right? MBA, you touch upon at 100 feet level all the disciplines, right? Be it finance, HR, operations, strategy. But in CFA, CFA is very tough, by the way. And if you're very interested in a career in investment banking or an equity analyst, CFA is very, very useful. So way to go. Okay, is financial modeling a good option for MBA student? This question is from uh, Ankush. So Ankush, I think I did touch upon this, right? Like anybody who comes with good technology skills, right? Financial modeling needs a lot of technology skills, right? Um, it is a very, very good skill to have. But my only piece of advice for you or for all others will be to have some understanding of the underlying subject, right? Let's say that you work in a bank and your bank's COO, or let's say your bank's MD asks, right? Um, if I want to raise a 200 crore capital, tier 2 capital, how will my capital adequacy ratio look, the tier 1 capital adequacy ratio look, or my tier 2 capital adequacy ratio look? And can you give me 2-3 different scenarios, like unsecured debt or no, a financial model guy will be able to give everything he wants in a flash of a second, right? Brilliantly written programs. But for that, you should have a very good knowledge of the underlying concept of what is a capital adequacy, what is the different sources of funds, and like that. So you should have a basic understanding of the subject matter. And if you have good automation skills, if you have good code writing skills, it's a killer combo. It's an absolute killer combo. Thank you. Okay. How to make a career in credit analysis? Credit analysis, yeah, you will have to. There are courses available. where fundamentals of analysis are there. What are the parameters you look at it? You should have a very good understanding of the economy. You should have a very good understanding of balance sheet analysis. How do you analyze a balance sheet? How do you analyze ratios? Which are all there in BCom, MCom courses. If you are very strong in that, and if you are very good in your concepts of NPV, IRR, payback, I think credit analysis is a it will come automatically. Okay. Okay. And that question was from Anmol Arjun. Okay. I think we have a lot more questions coming up, guys. I think we will just maybe take one last question and then wind up. This question is from Ajay Patil. What is your thought on financial forensics and accounting, guys? This is the hottest area, and I personally feel forensic accounting, forensic audits are going to be very big thing in any industry, particularly in BFSI, because of the sheer amount of cross-border transactions happening. Let's take the example of money, right? Money being lent. Originally, it was only a bank. Then you had NBFCs. Then you had microcredit companies. Then you had the fintech, the money tap. Now you have gaming apps that lend you. You have wallets that lend you. With so many, wherever there is money at stake, there is always risk. So forensic audit, forensic, anything to do with forensic is going to be a very big thing. So that's a very good career option. I personally feel it's going to be a very attractive option. Okay, guys. So I hope you found the whole session, you know, useful. A personal thanks from our side, from the TCS team, thanking each one of you for the time, and the attention that you gave to us.